Hey guys, so I'm gonna be drinking my tea while I talk to you guys, so that way, um, that way I'm getting two things done because, yeah, usually I just drink, but I want to go and talk to you guys about something. So one second, let me just drink a little bit. All right, okay. So I've been debating about talking about this because I have a feeling that this is not talked enough. And just the reality of this type of situation, okay? And all I want to do is to bring awareness for this. I don't want anyone to be like, oh, I'm sorry for blah, blah, blah. No, I'm just trying to bring awareness to this subject because people don't know about this. All right, so I'm going to get into it. So this is going to be about health insurance. So for those that don't know me, hi, I'm Molly. I go and, talk about my opinions here. I go and talk about just my entrepreneurship and what it means to me and discuss about making a better place. I talk about my imagination. I talk about just deep discussions. And then I do have services if you want to go look into the bio about it. So I'm going to go and also I do journal day. So I'm going to go and discuss a little bit more about health insurance and the reality of it, okay? So for those that don't really know me, I am nearly 30 years old at this point. Not yet, but I'm nearly there. And I lived without health insurance for a very long time. And I'm going to go and discuss about why. So, when I was born with a rare blood disorder, and it's thalassemia, it's called. And I have not discussed this to really anyone except for a few people because it's just very weird. And so in order for how it began was that I believe somehow it started with like a mosquito, and then it went and created something in the body. And then the person that had this certain thing in them that the mosquito passed around, then they went and found someone else that had it, and they had children. And so the children, since the genes went and passed around, now the child has this certain, genetic thing in them. So thalassemia is when your red blood cells mature faster than your average rate of a normal person. And so pretty much when two people have a child that has thalassemia now, then the child has a kind of a death sentence early on. So trying my best how to explain this to people that don't know about this. So the child has to get blood transfusions every single month. And basically this is a very painful experience. And the person has to go and be at the hospital for several days to get through this, pretty much. So the child has to be at the hospital multiple times. So when they go and through this, usually the child dies, I believe, earlier than your average person. So they'll grow into adulthood and all that, but it's still a shorter lifespan than your average person. And so they have to go through a lot of pain and all that, and then knowing that they have a shorter lifespan. So pretty much when this child has this, let's say thalassemia, then usually this is ran in Asians, like in the bodies. So let's say this child has it and they grow up. Now, if they go and find someone that does not have it, so someone usually that is not Asian, then, let's say they have a child together, then when they have the child has a portion of it, but it's not entirely of it. And the only difference in this child is that the red blood cells go faster, but there are no blood transfusions. And you have to be very careful with the iron intake. So if this child has so much iron, like tons and tons of it, it would have to be quite a bit. Then they can get severely sick and die, pretty much. But there is no blood transfusions or anything like that. The only thing that the child needs to be concerned of is if they find a partner and they want children, like genetically, then be aware that there is a possibility to pass this gene, pretty much. And so then now if they go and if this child grows up that has thalassemia and they only have half the gene, and they find someone else that has it too, so most likely another Asian person, then and they have a child, then that child will have thalassemia, the bad case of it. And so I think a lot of people don't know about this, and that is something that I've had to go through my life knowing that beware of who the heck I pair with, and two, be aware that to like not to pass this around. So that is also one that I do not want to have children, because I would hate for them to experience what I've experienced. Because for health insurance, like in the United States, they look for who are high risk people. And I am in the high risk pool because I could end up having a child that has thalassemia, the bad case where they have to go to the hospital multiple times over and over and over, and which is very expensive. And so I'm in the high risk pool, even though I have no children and that I have no wish for a child, but they have to take their precautions and all that. But anyone that has a minor thing, then they are in the high risk pool. So if you are in the high risk pool, your health insurance goes up to $1,000 or more. It could be up to $2,000 a month if they wanted. Generally though, for my case, I believe it'd be $1,000 a month. And for your average person is $300 a month. So I've been living a life where I have been playing devil's advocate at this point in my life. So I have to accept that if something terrible happens to me medically, I just have to accept I am dead, because I would not be able to afford the healthcare that I need because my health insurance is $1,000. So the reason why I'm really trying my best to figure out other ways to bring up my income so I can have health insurance. and all that. But I think that a lot of people do not know this. And, you know, when I'm with someone, I tell them straight, hey, I have this blood disorder, and it's, you know, like, the health insurance goes up. So just so you know. And I feel terrible for anyone that would pair with me because of this situation. And another thing that is, I can never give blood. And honestly, I wouldn't even give blood because I don't even fit the requirement of the weight. So I couldn't even give blood if I wanted to. But I can take people's blood. I have the blood, the right blood thing to take anyone's blood. But I cannot ever give blood to anyone. Not sure if I could give my organs to anyone if I die. But yeah, this is the situation that I am in, that the first thing that I really want is, if I came up with, when I come up with the amount that I want, I can get health insurance. So I'm not playing devil's advocate on, if something awful happens to me, I just have to accept that I'm going to be dead. That's just the reality of the situation, because I do not have the finances to back me up currently to go and get the health insurance that I need, and all that. And it's very scary to know that I literally, if I get hit by a bus, that's it. My life is over. I'm just dead. I mean, if they kill me completely, but if I am somewhat alive afterwards, I'm still dead, because I would not be able to afford the healthcare that I need to get back. So the reason why that I'm making these videos about my entrepreneurship and my ideas is to go and let people know, these are my ideas, this is why I think this way, because I want other people to see my point of view, my perspective towards what I've gone through, and why do I think this way, and why, like, my thought process towards trying to change the world by using psychology, and on how I have analyzed everything, condensed everything, and figured out a way on how to change the masses on how they think, pretty much. And so that's kind of why I'm doing these videos, because I'm not sure when I'm going to be dead. And I have higher chances of death compared to other people that have health insurance and all that. So this is just the reality of how health insurance works in the US, and I don't think people are talking about it, and the understanding of people that are in this boat situation of me. It is very frustrating, because I will tell the health insurance people, I do not even want children. Like, I would hate for them to go through what I've gone through in life and all that, not just because of this blood disorder, but also just I went through a lot of pain, I feel, at the beginning stages of my life. And I lived throughout my entire childhood where I would imagine, I would create this entire world in my head where it was this magical place. There were unicorns everywhere. There was dandelions everywhere. It's just this place that's safe. And I would dream about it over and over and over and over and over again to make myself believe that I'm in this place in my head. And I would think in my head the reality that I am in is just too painful. And so I would live in this idea in my head of, I would analyze everything in the reality, and then I would go store it in my head, and I would implement it into my brain of this imaginative world that I've created. And a lot of my entrepreneurship is bringing out what's been in my head for years of my life, of this imagination of a world where there are unicorns, rainbows, magic, and fulfilled people in my head. And I honestly wanted to share my view of imagination to people, and and the psychology behind on why do I do this or that, why do I think it works like this or that, and if this was implemented in the real world to create this imaginative place, then I think that there would be more fulfilled people. And I see the world as if that, I think that we humans are all unicorns, but it has to come out. And some people just don't know it, don't understand it. And I have thought for a very long time on how psychology works to go and implement it into the real world to get people's unicorn out, I suppose. So magic out and all that. And everybody has some magic in them. They just don't seem to realize it and aren't doing the work. So how do I go and create that? By using psychology on them when they don't even know it. And so that is why I'm doing these videos, and to bring more awareness to things and all that. So that way more and more people know about this or that and can see my point of view. So if I'm dead, then somebody else can go and possibly carry on what I have been saying. So I just really wanted to go and let people know that this is a situation of healthcare, and it is what it is, and I just have to accept it. And it is very frustrating to have to every single day walk out my door and know that possibly if something god awful happens to me, I have to accept, meaning physically and all that, and I have to go to hospital. I have to accept that I'm dead. Essentially, I'm just going to be dead. And that is why I'm doing these videos. And I think that, I have thought a lot on getting health insurance through a job and all that, but I've had multiple jobs where they'll do whatever they can so I can't get that health insurance. So, if it's 40 hours, well, let's put it 39 hours. So in that kind of way. And it is very frustrating to deal with this and to accept that this is the reality of healthcare, and this is just a system that we are in. And I don't know if people out there understand that there are people in the high risk pool but it doesn't even affect them, and their health insurance jumps up so high to the point it's almost unaffordable. And to accept that when you walk out of the door, you're maybe going to die if something major physical happens, and knowing that I can die at any moment and all that. And it is a scary thing because, I didn't discuss this, but a few days ago, my husband was just driving like normal. He was at a red light, And he was in this lane. There's a red light here, and he was just trying to turn left. So he was the first person in the line right here. And he was just waiting just to turn left. So there was another like lane right here, and they were supposed to turn this way, kind of. So here he is. So they go and turn here. And this person went and there was this one person that was drunk at 7 a.m., which I don't understand why you're drunk at 7 a.m. But this person was turning this way, and he hit my husband, the car. And thankfully the car still works and it's okay, but it hit the driver's side, and so the car door looks indented, I guess you would say. And the dude kept trying to drive to do a hit and run situation. My husband was not having it. I was not there. I was at the apartment, and they kept driving, and my husband went and followed him, and then went to a parking lot, and then my husband went and took care of him because the dude was so drunk that he was like hitting his head with his like fist or whatever. And he was either like a nurse or veterinarian, something in that field, because he was wearing scrubs. And my husband had to turn off his car because the dude was trying to drive off. And so the police had to show up and all that. And it was a scary situation because we don't have health insurance because it's just so much. And I'm doing everything possible to go and get myself in a better position, so if something god awful happens to one of us, that's not lights out for us. And it's stressful, honestly. I just feel a lot of stress over this and all that, because I went and had to deal with a bacterial infection and all that, and had to take care of all that. And I don't have health insurance, so I had to pay for everything. And my husband got super scared of the situation that we are in, because we've been living on edge on when any day now something god awful can happen. Like this car wreck, well, it wasn't huge car wreck, it was more just a dent, but I mean, we are fortunate that it was not full on collision and all that, and this drunk person is doing that, and it's at 7 a.m. in the morning. We're not even out at late at night, it's just regular 7 a.m. and there are things that are out of your control. And just knowing that any moment can be lights out for you because of the system that we are in. And it's just a lot to have to deal with. And so I'm really trying my best to do whatever I can to go and be able to buy this health insurance for both of us and all that. And this is just the system that we are in. And we were raised in the United States and all that. I mean, technically we could go to another country and get the health insurance, but I mean, we love the United States and whatnot. It's just, this is a system we are in, guys. And I don't know if other people know about this. And I know so many other people are living on edge with no health insurance because possibly they are in my situation and or they just can't afford it for whatever reason. Like if you're a normal person, you just can't afford it or whatever, or whatnot. In my case, you know, it's because of my blood disorder, and I'm doing everything possible to get myself out of this situation and all that. And this isn't my fault. I mean, maybe there were some things in my life that I could have done differently to not be in this situation. But I am trying to change my life choices so I can go and have that health insurance. So if something god awful happens to me or him, it's because of some drunk driver, then we are going to be okay. It's not lights out. And so, yeah, I just really wanted to do this video about how the system is, and just more on high risk people that are possible and all that. And yeah, if you have it's called underlying health risks or something, then you are in that boat, and your insurance is $1,000. So go and write that in the comments if you are in my boat. And I just made this video so that way more and more people know about this situation. And I mean, I can gripe about all the heck I want, but this is just the system, and it is what it is. I have to do whatever I can to go and make more. And I have asked myself multiple times, what choices did I do? Did I do the wrong choices? And I went and followed the lines of what you're supposed to be doing in life, where you get all A's, you go to high school, whatever, you go to college, get all A's, you get your master's, you go and get your job, you go and you live your life, you get married, you have children. Not having children, definitely not having children. I would rather focus on entrepreneur work and taking care of the people that are already on this earth, because I feel that people on this earth are not being taken care of. And we are all inner child, personally, and we cannot say all day, oh, we're adults, we're grown, we can be independent, blah, blah, blah. And in actual reality, we are inner child, and we are doing everything possible throughout our adult life to heal our inner child, to go and be happy in life. And I think personally what I want to focus on in my life is to go and change the world, and to go and try my best to take care of the people that are already on this earth, because it's not happening. And we need to teach other people that there are other ways for more income, so that way you're not in this boat where you're living every single day wondering when is lights out for you. And I've been just fortunate, for a very long time, that I am not been in the situation where lights have been out very close. It was only when I was born up to 5 years old where I had to worry about lights going to be out for me, because I had to fight for my food. And then when I came into the US, I guess I didn't have to worry about that, but in my mind, I have felt for a very long time that I was in survival mode, because at any moment lights was out. Because when I was born in China and all that, I just I had to do everything possible to fight for my food, because the person that was in charge of this orphanage thought it'd be funny to see children fight for food. When the money was coming in to take care of the orphanage, she would take it and do drugs and then watch kids fight for food because it's funny, apparently. And so when I came here in America, I think I was in that mentality. And so I did whatever people have told me to go and do whatever it takes to, I guess, survive or do whatever that you need to do in life. So that way you can get to old age. And I have followed the models that people have told me where, you know, you do bam, bam, bam. And then it didn't work for me. So I had to change it. And I did side hustles. Didn't work for me. Okay. Then I had to change it and did entrepreneurship. And it's been a really rough ride lately. But, you know, I'm still keep on going. And then now I am kind of doing all three. And, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you're just going to have to do all three to, you know. And so, yeah, I just wanted to do this video so that others know that this is where we're at in life and the system we are in. And, like, I want to teach other people when my entrepreneur takes off, to teach people there are other ways that you can go and make income. And you don't have to live a life where in your survival every single moment wondering when is lights out for you. And I think I'm one of those people that wants to go and I guess live for a long time so I can do everything that I've imagined in my head when I was in this magical place, when my reality when I was a child was just terrible and all that. I would live in this imagination where I was so much happier and all that with my eyes open. Like, that's how good I've gotten into imagination, because it was just that awful to me. And so now I'm just trying my best to bring out what I have envisioned when I was a child and all that. But I just really want people to know that, you know, this is the healthcare system we are in. And like it you know, it is what it is, and I'm going to do whatever I can to get that health insurance so that way I don't have to think every single day when is lights out for me.